Greetings, this is Tirra Olufemi, your goddess guru, here to share the Winter Solstice reading with you. I am one who truly seeks to align myself with the cycles of the universe. I was thinking yesterday, I live here in Tennessee, and I tell people this is as far north as I want to live. I do not like cold weather, okay? If you can't tell, I'm of African ancestry. My people are tropical, okay? This cold weather I struggle with. And it's nothing to see snow in Tennessee. So, yesterday, my sons and I saw a few sprinkles of snow. And for the first time in a long time, I actually thought, this is cheering me up. This is really making my day. Normally, I just growl at anything that has to do with cold weather. But I was in a little bit of a funky mood, and seeing the snow was a magical experience. And then I began to think to myself, wow, living here in this space-time continuum truly is a treat. And the culture I come from, which is American culture, doesn't do a lot to focus on the mysteries of the universe. I think we do our part to focus on what we can. You know, there's small subgroups. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm most certainly not knocking American culture at all. I have no problems with being born here. None whatsoever, because guess what? I chose it. Okay, I chose to be in this country. Before I landed in my mama's womb, I created the scenario by which I would enter into this realm. So I'm taking responsibility for being here in America, and I'm going to make the most of my existence, though I will travel to other parts of the world at any given moment. I would love to. Anyway, but there's just not a big emphasis on the spiritual aspects of nature in my culture. And I thought to myself, if people really understood that snow is a mystery of the universe, I think that we would look at it differently, which is what happened for me yesterday. I finally saw what snow is. It's one of the mysteries of the universe, and it's a signal of the upcoming winter solstice here in the northern hemisphere, because in the southern hemisphere of the world, they're going into spring. You're so lucky. Anyway, every year I like to do a solstice fast, because I feel like when I align myself with the cycles of the universe, one of which are the seasons, it helps me to have structure in my life. It helps me to take time to figure out what am I supposed to be doing in this particular season. How crazy would it be to plant seed with the intent to harvest right away in the fall and the winter? Crazy. Okay, you can plant seed in the fall and the winter, but you probably won't see it until spring or summer. But, you know, I just have to make sure I am doing what I should be doing. And for each person, it's unique and individual. But when we take time to become aware of the upcoming season change, or to ponder what we're going to do in the new season, the new cycle, then it just makes life more meaningful. It gives us direction, and we can probably get more things done. As we go into the winter season, I just think to myself, winter really is a time where we need to incubate a little bit. We really need to incubate. We need to accept that the fact that the days are getting shorter is an indication that we can give ourselves permission to take a little time off, to recharge our bodies. Even though I've never been one to like cold weather, one aspect of cold weather that I like is when you walk out of the cold and you're in this warm and toasty room. And when I'm driving in my car, I have the heat up so high, my kids break out into a sweat. But I love it because I feel so incubated. I feel so nurtured. And, we talk about the light in the dark, but the dark is a beautiful place. Who came from a womb of light? Energetically, we come from wombs of light. Women whose wombs are so wonderful and magical, and they give birth to babies. But what I'm talking about is physical light. Our wombs, when we carry these babies, are dark. Okay, great things go on in the dark. Negative things go on in the dark, but negative things go on in the light too. But we need to take away the negative connotation of the dark, because it is in the dark that things are able to gestate when we're manifesting in the positive. And so, we have a darker season. There's less light when it is the winter time. And it gives us a chance to nurture, like I said, ourselves and gestate our own spirit so that we get renewed and recharged. Because when the days start getting longer, which actually start at the solstice, but we really don't pay attention to it until we get closer to spring, then we're ready. We're not burning our systems out because we're just on the go all the time. And so it's very important for us to look at it during that time. Now, I always like to say that the energy governing a particular season is to give a goddess. Well, for this season, I'm choosing Yemonya again. I use Yemonya's name because that's the name that most resonates with me when I'm talking about this particular energy. I really don't care what name you use. Some people say Iset, some people say Isis, some people say Gabrielle. It's because based on what I've learned from my spiritual studies, Gabriel is really Gabrielle. But I'm not going to argue with people who believe Gabriel's a man. I don't care. Gabriel is Gabrielle to me. That's another energy. For some reason, her name is leaving me, but that goddess of the hearth, I think she may be out of Rome. The energy of the moon. So we have this energy of the mother. Let's just say that everyone understands that. Mother, mama, okay? Madre, yeah. And so this is a time for us to understand that we have this womb effect that is created in the wintertime. And so we put ourselves, our dreams, our hopes, our goals in the womb so that we can gestate it. And when you think about a baby gestating in a mother's womb, that baby is not yet ready to be born. But the womb creates the environment that supports the growth of that baby. So when it's time for that baby to be birthed, the baby can come out and be sustained on his or her own. So that's what we're doing in the wintertime. So to a large extent, it's very important for us during the winter season, which starts in December. We'll have January, February, and a part of March. So we have more than January the 1st on the Gregorian calendar. We don't have to have all our goals set and etched in stone by January 1. We just don't. We have a span that we can think about what is it that I want to achieve, and begin to gestate it, nurture it. Now, some of us are actually in a phase in our lives where we've already given birth to that project, but maybe we need to nurture it a little bit more. We nurture our children, but we also nurture our projects, our work, our homes, our family life, our relationships. So it may be something that's already birthed, but we need to nurture it a little bit more. And this wintertime season is a great period for slowing down and doing some nurturing, loving, good work, especially on yourself. Self-nurturance is going to open you up to do a better job at being a nurturer to other things and people in your life. So if you want to work with the goddess energy, Yemonya in all her different manifestations is a really good one to connect with. Yemonya is the energy of the ocean. And when you think about the ocean, I tell everybody, it blows my mind that we as humans started our lives in water. We're birthed into air and land, but our first existence, we're like amphibians, our first existence was water. So I want you to think about the energy of the ocean and the power of the ocean the vastness of the ocean, how the ocean, when we're not polluting it, okay? Let us all do something to help make the ocean better. The ocean sustains the life of the living creatures in it. I want you to think about the energy of the north. I want you to think about the energy of the buffalo, which speaks to abundance and prosperity. And when you think about the ocean, water is just so powerful. And these are all physical manifestations that have a lot to do with the energy of Yemonya. You want to think about the full moon and just the emotions. We want the moon, signifies emotions when we're talking astrology. And during this winter season, we want to really focus on, am I experiencing emotions that make me feel good and lead me in the direction that I want to go? Or am I experiencing emotions that might be trapping me? Emotions have a biochemical effect. So the more we experience an emotion, the more that emotion becomes a part of us, so much so that we can't even distinguish ourselves between the emotion and our natural, normal state of peace, our own self. We think, oh, I've got to have this emotion. No. Okay? So it's very important for us to watch our emotions. Which emotions do we need to transform and turn into something more positive? Because sometimes emotions, we just do it because we always have done it. We don't know another way to operate. Well, guess what? You don't have to act a monkey all the time. Okay? Sometimes you can just choose to chill out. Okay? Even if you're not going off on other people, stop going off on yourself. Okay? Chill out. Okay? That's the message for today in 2012, baby. Chill out. Stop beating yourself up. Stop having all this emotional stuff going on in your head. So I always give us things to think about during the fast. First and foremost, the Winter Solstice fast or any fast that I do, I like for people to determine what they need to do. If you need to go on a fast where you need to really transform the way you eat. We all know when we're eating stuff, everyone knows. I don't have to tell you. Okay? So I'm not going to determine whether or not you're going to fast from food or fast from an emotion or fast from a negative thought. You get to choose that. And for 21 days, or 22, from December the 1st through December 21st, 22nd, you will engage your fast. If you fall off the fast, just get back up and get on, okay? It gets hectic when we get in the midst of these fasts. So it's very important for you to tell yourself you're going to go to the end. Even if you fall off, get back up, okay? Make this a spiritual time. Force yourself to not get caught up in the rush. Even if it means that all you can do is steal away for 30 minutes a day, we have to do it. It is so important to do it during this time. Okay, so the energy governing our fast is Nekabet, positive, and Tahuti, positive. And of course, like I always say, I'm using my Egyptian oracle, so these names are Egyptian names. But Nekabet is the energy of vibration. So during this time, and it's very quiet energy, very psychic, and it's the kind of energy where you don't have to hear anything to know. Very psychic. We're psychic sponges, so it's very important for us to be careful of not picking up things energetically and not paying attention. So be aware during this time of the energy that's surrounding you. And if you find yourself being affected by that energy, you have to consciously make a choice to not take on energy or to not keep energy that is not serving your higher and greater good. So for instance, whenever Nekabet speaks, it could be, I'm in a great mood. Everything is perfect. And I might walk into a room of people where an argument has just taken place, but I don't know it, but the energy of anger is lingering in the room. And even though the people may have a calm disposition, energetically, they're mad at each other. They're not telling me anything. But when I am surrounded and really open psychically, I might walk in the room and next thing I know, I'm mad. And I don't even know why. So that's what I'm talking about. We have to really be careful to monitor picking up energy that belongs to someone else. And this is what I tell everybody. It's easy, okay? This is no woo-woo type magic stuff. If you pick up some energy from someone that doesn't belong to you, just give it back. I'm not keeping anybody's stuff that I don't want. Now, sometimes I walk through and I'm like, wow, it feels like flowers up in here. Oh, yes, I'm going to hold on to that. And I'll share it with other people. But picking up on people's negativity and just whack, oh, it's going back. I'm not keeping anything like that. You can do that. You'll be able to hear people's thoughts. You'll know exactly what everyone is thinking, or you may, if you get quiet enough, because some of us are very busy. But it may be that you can hear people's thoughts. Literally, you hear what they're thinking, and you'll think you're crazy. You'll think, why am I thinking that? Oh, let me explain it to you, because you are. But what I tell people that I had to do is to learn, just because I hear the thoughts doesn't mean I have to do anything about it. It's just like walking into a break room, and two coworkers are having a discussion. They don't tone their voice down or anything. They're just going on and on about whatever their topic is, and you walk in the room and you overhear it. Okay, you overhear it. You don't have to tune into it. You don't have to think about it. You just overheard it. That's what this is about. You can hear other people's thoughts. Maybe you need to know what's going on, or maybe you just overheard something with your spiritual ears. So it's a very energetic, vibrational time where we really have to just kind of make sure we watch out what we're picking up. But we also can use this time to create the energetic effect that we desire. Watch the colors that you wear. For some reason, I just wanted to wear green today. I thought this is not the best shirt to make a video in. And then I thought, I don't care. I want to wear green. It's a little cheap t-shirt. But I just feel green today. I want to wear green. And it makes me happy. And then it has a little blue in there and everything. Oh, I just like that. It makes me happy. These are the kinds of things we want to think about. What color do I need to wear today? What color do I need to wear to create a particular effect? The rooms that we're in, clear clutter. Okay, we should have been doing that all fall. We still have several days left in the fall. Fall is the time to let the wind blow away some stuff you don't need. Oh my God. Have I had that experience in a way that I did not ever imagine this fall? Some stuff has been cleared out of my house unexpectedly. I'm happy about it though. Sometimes, my guides, they'll say, you know what, girl? We've been telling you to do this for a while, and this is how Oya works. We're working with Oya quite a lot right now. I told you in a nice way to get rid of it, and you didn't. So I'm going to send a whirlwind through, okay? Let's send a tornado through. And you can't stop that. So I encourage you, if you know with some stuff you need to get rid of it, be it physical, mental, or spiritual, relationship, get rid of it. I don't like traumatic experiences. I try to avoid them by listening and paying attention and doing stuff, even though sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. But I give thanks, because that lets me know, Oya, my guides, my Ori, my higher self never gives up on me, and neither does yours. Your guides, the energies that you connect with, whatever your spiritual system looks like, never gives up on you. And though the tornadoes don't feel good, it's just a sign that they said, you know what, we got to bring out the big guns on this one. So I just encourage you to get rid of the stuff you don't need. But Nekabet also says that, create colors, the room, set the room up right, the office, the car, just places where we spend a lot of time. And it's a time for us. Now, this is one charge I'd like to give to you all that I'm giving to myself. I was just thinking this morning, I do yoga in such an American way sometimes. I really love real, pure, just yoga. Let's do it right. Yes, I subscribe to the yogic philosophy. I believe in it. I'm not just trying to do the moves without the philosophy, okay? However, I'm one of those busy people. too busy, okay? And yoga, I'm just like, are you kidding me? You want me to be quiet and breathe and slow down? What? Oh, but I feel so good when I do. Why? Because yoga helps us to find our center. It helps us to get recentered. All that psychic crap that we pick up. Oh, ooh, oh, yoga, the moves and the breath will help us to release it. How many of y'all are really tight? I mean, yeah, tight hamstrings. When you lean over, you're like, oh, I'm 20, but I feel like I'm 80, whatever that means, because that's some 80-year-olds that are in shape that I know. But anyway, it's because we got all this crap in us. So we're sitting around in chairs all day, and we're not taking time to really connect with our breath. The breath is a mystery, okay? How many of us even ponder, God, how do I breathe? What's the difference between me and a dead person? Because there's air all around here. You know, what really is the life-sustaining aspect of the breath? We need to really appreciate the breath, okay? So I'm charging everyone who is willing to participate in the Winter Solstice fast to incorporate yoga. Okay, for those of y'all who I know are just not into it, you can do 15 minutes a day. You can find a little yoga routine on YouTube, a video or something, and do yoga for 15 minutes a day. If you're more like me, you love yoga, you've been one who has practiced yoga over a period of time, but you're not consistent, you know you can do 30 minutes a day. You can slow yourself down enough to do 30 minutes a day. For those of you who are into the yoga practice regularly, how can you refine it? There's always the next level. You know, can you do that handstand for a little bit longer? Can you do the back bends? Oh my God, back bends. That is so serious. Some of the handstands, like the crow, that one is hard. But where can you take yourself to the next level in your yogic practice? And of course, now I'm really talking about the physical part of yoga, but we all need to understand yoga is an eightfold path. If we're looking at, the tradition out of India, I don't know everything about yoga, but what I do know is yoga is not one dimensional. I don't care what your system is. We all know there's way more to yoga than those movements. We can talk about the eating, okay? We can talk about the meditation. We can talk about the wisdom aspect of it. Is so many levels to yoga. So maybe you need to branch out a little bit more into yoga. You may be a certified bona fide yoga practitioner, but you're not studying the philosophy and living it. A lot of times I hear people say, I need to take my practice off my mat. We can be peaceful on that mat, but can you be peaceful out there in those Christmas shopping crowds when folks are acting a monkey and spraying people with mace? Where's your yoga then? Those are the kinds of things that we want to work on. So I challenge you to do yoga for the next 21 days, or whenever you find this video, get to going. December 1st through the 22nd. I don't know which day is the solstice. I just know it's the 21st or the 22nd. And then the other thing that I want to challenge everyone, because this is what Nekabet says, yoga, meditation, yogic breathing. Really focus on your breath all day long. Connect with it. Be aware of it. We talk about dogs panting, but we're not too far from it. Most of us don't breathe deeply. We breathe in a very shallow manner all day. So we want to get centered. We want to clear out our energetic auric space through using yoga, through deep breathing. What Tahuti is saying, and I love the energy of Tahuti when it's positive, is saying that we need to follow the wisdom. This is a great time for you to pick up one of your wisdom texts and to really study it, read it, ponder, study, see how you can apply it. Is there a universal truth that you want to experience on a deeper level? If there's something going on, you have a question about something, during this next 21 days is a really good time to consult a professional or consult the oracle Consult the wise people in your lives, the people who are certified, bona fide professionals, true wise people. Go to the oracle. This is a good time for you to work on opening the wisdom in you. So the more you meditate, the more you do yoga, you're going to begin to learn that your soul has all that you need, all the wisdom that you need. And the key is to get it out and to gain access in a way that you don't lose it. And so many of us have to go to other people. We have to go to the oracle. But all that you need really and truly does reside within you. So during this time, you can begin to cultivate and connect with the oracle that is inside of you. So let me just kind of explain that in a way that I think is a little more concrete. Depending on your tradition, and I don't know all of the traditions and how we describe it, but every tradition talks about God within the individual. We all know that somewhere inside of us there is the greater divine energy. Most of the time we don't see it that way, but we all know. And so, or have heard of this for the most part. We all have. Anyway, there is that greater wisdom that is inside of us. I have said in the past, I call it the Ori, which is out of the Yoruba tradition in Nigeria. Ifa is the name of the spiritual system. The Christians will say Holy Spirit. I'm not quite sure. I know the Hindus will say Ganesha. It's whatever is the divine, greater divine presence, energy. Most of us will use the word God and know that word. We say it's in us. So what we want to do is to access that part of us. That's what we want to spend this time doing. Accessing the part of us that is the greater divine within us, that wisdom area. And you want to do it. You want to spiritually work at it. Don't just stop at the end of this fast. You want to continue to work at it so that you can keep it open. The wisdom is in you. You want to work to keep it open so that you can access it like this. Okay? Until then, baby, go get some professional help. I don't care what it is. Most of us have needed a professional in some kind of way. You better go get that professional help if you need it. Don't try to figure it out yourself. If your wisdom faculty isn't open, because when you try to fix a problem, sometimes you create another one. So if you know you need to go get some help, spend that money, quit being cheap. Stop talking about I don't have them. I don't care if you don't have the money. Okay? Manifest it, baby. Manifest some kind of way of getting access to what you need so that you can go on ahead and get the help that you need. That you can really move beyond where you are. Expand during this time. Tahuti is connected to the energy of Jupiter, so expand yourself. Go beyond what you know yourself to be. And all of this will help in transitioning into that quieter space that we all need to be in the wintertime so that we get centered, okay? And also listen for quiet whisperings. There's going to be a lot of insights and flashes of inspiration that come to you during this time. Write them down. Don't dismiss them. I get tired of folks saying, oh, I heard that I should do this and I didn't listen. Okay, I'm one of those people. I'm just going to fess up. And I've learned when I hear it, sometimes even though it seems weird and bizarre, write it down. And you'll figure out, do I need to act on it today or later? But during this time, listen for that. And listen for the wisdom within you. You have a wise teacher in you. Stop acting like everybody in the world knows you better than you know you, okay? I hope this assists you on your way during the fast. I hope that some of you all chime in and let me know that you are going to participate. And I want to know how your fast goes. I don't care if you say, on day 2, Tirra, I was grubbing on some cake, girl. I have to start over on day 3. It doesn't matter to me because there's a lesson in the fall. I used to work in the alcohol and drug rehab field. And we would always say that relapse is a part of recovery because when you relapse, you figure out what was I doing that caused me to relapse. And then you come up with a game plan to help you not relapse the next time. So it usually takes people relapsing anywhere from, 7 to 9 times, some of them more, before they actually are able to get themselves to where they no longer want to use drugs and alcohol as a part of their existence. It's okay. It's just process. That's what we have to remember. It's all the process. So may you receive many, many blessings. Open yourselves to receive the blessings because the blessings are there. I'm looking for great things every day, not just in 2012, every day. And I hope you do too. Peace and love to you and your family.